What's up guys, Eric here, driverlineup.com, world's luckiest steering wheel holder. It's been a minute guys, it's been a minute, almost a week since I've done a video, which has not happened since I think last year. It's been, I want to say a relaxing week, but it hasn't. We're home, but we've been just freaking busy, man. Busy. Anyway, I got a hell of a story to tell you guys, but real quick, if you're interested in coming to Prime, I'm at Campus Inn right now. I've got a new page set up, driverlineup.com/Prime. If you're thinking about going to Prime, considering it, check that out. A lot of good information there, some background on Jenna and I's ride, good stuff on benefits, just things from our perspective that could be helpful, as well as all kinds of contact details. Really kind of helps you get plugged in, so check that out. So I was just hanging out with a driver who's upgrading right now. His name's Robert Walston, which, by the way, Robert, congrats on the upgrade. Hopefully you get a good truck. He's telling me that they're saying it could be lightweights. Lightweights might be the only thing available, which is a bummer. So good luck on that. But anyway, oftentimes I talk about the struggle, of going through training, TNT, and how, when you drive a truck, you're going to be separated from family, and that's going to be challenging, and sometimes it's going to feel lonely out there on the road. But in TNT and training, you've got the whole added, like 15, 20, 30,000, it seems, layers of stress, because you're in something the size of a walk-in closet with another human for weeks on end, and you're just grinding out miles and learn how to drive a commercial vehicle, and it can be really stressful. And talking with Robert, man, he gave me one of the most extreme examples of things that can happen at home while you're in training that I have ever heard. Absolutely heartbreaking. I don't think I showed him much emotion because I wasn't really sure how to process what he was telling me. To be honest with you, I just kind of went numb for a minute. Like, how do you even process this? The second week of his, I think he said PSD? I think it was the second week in PSD. I don't even know how to, this is just hard to, I'll just spit it out. His second week in PSD, he gets a call that his 23-year-old son was killed in a car crash, or was killed in an accident. Not just a car crash either. His 23-year-old son is killed when he's hit by a semi-truck driven by someone who didn't have enough sleep. Holy shit. Could you imagine not being home, being on the road, going your second week, not really knowing what the hell you're doing, trying to deal with all the stress of that, right? And getting a call to your 23-year-old son is killed when he's hit by a semi-truck that crossed the median? Man. So you guys think, yeah, you got, pipes burst or someone gets sick. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks being out on the road and having, you're so distant from the problems at home, and you want to be there for your husband or your wife or whoever it is, your family. You want to be there to help, and you just got to grind it. You just got to, it's so difficult. And I think all of us go through those kinds of situations, those struggles and those tribulations. But can you imagine Robert? And I talked to him. He's okay with me telling this story. He's okay with me using his name. I asked him. But could you imagine getting the call that your 23-year-old son was killed when he was hit by a semi-truck in your second week of PSD? Oh my God. I can't even fathom that. So that is probably, it's definitely easily the most extreme example I've ever heard of the test that you get put through out here on the road, especially in training when you're so distant from home, you know. And he of course had to go home and had to deal with that nightmare situation. And he said that he was probably like, wasn't really going to keep doing this, but the family and everybody sat down and kind of agreed that it was the right career choice, and that he, you know, that it was good for him and everybody else involved to just keep going forward with it, you know. So he somehow managed to get himself mentally geared to go back out and finish training. I mean, that is just, oof, that's hardcore, man. That is hardcore. Again, I can't even fathom it. So, you know, I think it's a kind of a teachable moment, if you will, for those of you planning to come to prime in training right now. You know, you got to have your head right. You got to know that, you know, not that extreme of a situation, but shit's going to go down at home, you know, and you're separated from it. You're not able to be there plugged into it. You're apart from lives and a life that needs you to be there, but you can't be. And that's a big challenge, not just in training, but just in trucking in general, you know. And so, you know, and there were other drivers sitting around, a lot of new that are just here for orientation. We were kind of talking about this, and I was like, man, there's just this this switch that you have to flip in your head, you know. When I came to prime, man, I was at a very, very low point in my life. Financially, I was basically financially in ruins. You know, like how am I even going to feed myself, and how's Jenna going to eat, and how are we going to feed our dog? You know, just in a financial ruin, like barely able to make payments on our phone, keeping our phones on, things like that, you know. And having no stresses at home while you're so distant from it, you just got to flip a switch, man. You got to flip a switch, and you got to realize that 30,000 miles plus the PSD phase, you're basically flown off to a foreign land, a foreign environment, and going through something that under no circumstance would you ever put yourself through. No other circumstance. It's a very unique circumstance to start a trucking career, you know. Very unique. Like if you go work at a warehouse or something, you go work, you know, really any other job, your training is going to be a few days, a week or two, you're home every night. This is a unique situation where you go learn, when you go learn to do this job, you are not only separated from everything that needs you and everything that you've been taught to provide for those needs instantly, in real time, on location. You're not only separated from that, but you're just going through so many other stresses and so many other challenges and so many other mental twists, you know. And my advice is exactly the same as Robert's. You know, you flip the switch in your head and you realize that there's a period of your life where you just have to become a machine. And you have to know that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And it is. It is. It has been for me. It's been amazing for me. Amazing. My training period is one of the most difficult times in my life. I've said that before. I'll say it again. One of the most difficult times in my life. But now I'm on the other side of it by several years. So glad I did. So glad that I got through it. So glad that I was able to flip that switch and make those sacrifices. And there's still a lot of it that goes on out here on the road, but it's not the same stresses, you know. You have the liberty and the freedom to be able to cut and get home if you need to. Much easier. You're in a lot more control of it, and you're making good money. You're very prosperous and successful, you know, and that helps when you don't have those kinds of stresses added onto it. So anyway, I'm just gonna, you know, I say this all the time. I've seen people say, oh, don't worry about it, training's not that bad, it's not as difficult. Yes, it is. It is very difficult. It is very, I don't want anyone to be misled to think that it's a walk in the park. It's gonna be one of the most challenging things you've ever done in your life. You may get stuck with someone that, you know, a trainer, a situation that's just not comfortable, like mine, you know. But the grass is greener on the other side, and you gotta have yourself prepared, guys. You gotta have yourself prepared mentally for any possible scenario, anything that could go wrong at home. Pipes burst, bills not getting paid. It's just, you know, if you can come here prepared for a pretty extraordinary mental challenge for that time period and get through it, the grass is greener on the other side. So my hat is off to those of you who get through this training to become professional drivers. Robert, to you for somehow getting through that, man, and being back here to upgrade. Long Haul Gypsy, Cody, my referral, congratulations to you. Trifecta the other day. Man, if you can get here and make it through this, it will change your life in a big way and in a positive way. But please, come here prepared for it to be very, very difficult and to strain you mentally in ways you can't even imagine. And as long as you come prepared with that expectation, you'll be able to get through it, and it'll be better on the other side. But anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. That was just heartbreaking. I can't even, something else. But I'd love to know what you guys went through. What kind of struggles did you have at home? How did you feel during training? You know, what kind of mental difficulties you went through? I'd be real curious to know. So anyway, guys, I got some videos I'm working on. Been home since Saturday. We're not leaving until at least Monday. We both have to go through the safety class, annual safety class that we're behind on. So we gotta go through that. So I'm gonna get back into video mode as of today. So there will be a video probably tonight, one tomorrow. We may do it live tonight and get back into the daily vlog scene. So check back in with you soon. Be safe, make good decisions. As always, drive to thrive. Talk to you guys soon.